Hey everybody, and welcome to Darksiders. I'm Neg Primer, and we are in the Ashlands. When last we left off... Oh, having a bit of a brain fart already. When last we left off, we got eaten by one of these giant sandworms. This guy over here that's like frozen in time. Almost frozen in time. But we're progressing. There's also a chest way out there. There's absolutely no way we can get here. We barely made it across this. And look at how far away that is. So, no way we can get over there yet.
Kidding about those worms, and the Stygian's supposed to be the mean one.
So I want to throw this out there. This is actually my third time replaying this for this episode. My computer has crashed twice at the exact same spot. And when it crashes, it doesn't finish recording. It resets the whole thing. So I have to re-record. So, you guys might find that I'm not talking too much about what's going on during the course of this episode. Yeah, like I said, we've crashed twice at the same place, which is making me think it's not my computer. It did happen at the exact same place, that it is in fact the game. So we will see if it happens again this time. If it does, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I'll see if there's any way to get past that. And then if there's not, then I might unfortunately not be able to finish this game. Yeah, gosh, I feel bad because I've talked about some stuff and I keep just having to re-say it all, and I can't even remember a whole lot of what I was talking about. But once we got out here, I remember what I started talking about. So yes, I will hopefully get through this pretty quickly. That's actually what I was talking about before, when I was in that cave. Hopefully I'll get through this quickly because this is my third time playing it the past couple of days. But so what we got... One thing I was mentioning in the past version, so I might as well talk about it in this one as well, is there is a franchise that we as gamers give no respect. Got no respect. But there's one that we don't give, I feel, a proper amount of respect to. And it's related to these sandworms out here. Now, anybody that's a avid book fan or movie fan will know what these sandworms are a reference to, I suppose, or where they are taken from. And that is Dune, of course. So anybody that's a big fan of science fiction, if you haven't read Dune, shame on you, go read them. Read all 6. The original 6 made by Frank Herbert, those are the good ones. The other ones, not necessarily bad, but I got through the prequel trilogy that happened right before the events of the 6 books, or the first book, I should say. And it was good. So it follows Duke Leto Atreides. Follows him around. It's actually a pretty good series. I couldn't get into... I couldn't get into that, but yeah, that's where they're taken from. Pretty much exactly. I mean, the physical description is a little bit different, but the fact that there's all this sand, and if you run across the sand, the worms hear you and come out after you. That's absolutely where it was taken from in this game. Like, there's no denying it. It's where Graboids and the Tremors franchise, if anybody even knows what that is, or if I'm just old here. I will tell you guys one giant place that it is absent from, that any respect from it is absent from. That is World of Warcraft. Now, I know what you're saying. If you played the Burning Crusade expansion, which is the first expansion, you know that there's a series of missions where you go against High Shalud, or whatever, which is a giant sandworm. That's a reference to Shai Halud, being the giant sandworm, the term for the giant sandworms in Dune. And real quick, this down here, I actually can't use this yet. This is a, this is an item I do not have yet. But yes, so Shai Halud, and they call him High Shalud or something. But you fight that, and then you get, Dibmods, whatever they call them in that game. They have his... That's going too fast. His Chris Knife, or whatever they call it in the game. Crystal Knife, probably. I don't know. Yes, they do have all that. It's a reference. It's not really credit. But what I'm talking about is actually their world map design. Their world map design is ripped straight from the pages of the house. Oops, God, come on, go faster, go faster. House Carino, House Atreides, House Harkonnen, those books. Those are the books I'm talking about, which, by the way, that I actually kind of enjoyed. They're not nearly as good as the original, but they're nice popcorny fiction. Those, in their opening pages, have a map of Caladan, which is the planet that Ducleido Atreides is from. If you basically stretch out one of the islands, and then rotate another one by about 90 degrees, you get pretty much an identical map to Azeroth, I believe is the name of the planet, the landscape. Hello. I'm just gonna do that because I don't want to keep dealing with these guys. I actually spent about 15 minutes to half an hour at one point altering the map just by stretching it, adding a few, erasing a few parts basically. Not even adding parts, but erasing parts. I was going to say adding a white dot over parts of the planet. And it is virtually identical with some very minor tweaks. So it's not a coincidence. Don't tell me it's a coincidence. No, they're pretty damn close to identical. And that didn't come about until World of Warcraft even. World of Warcraft 3 had some hints of what it looked like, but not so blatantly just ripped from the pages. Oh, I know what I'm doing here. I've done this enough times, you think I'd remember exactly what I'm doing. Right off the bat. But yeah, so it was ripped off. Now, I'm not gonna criticize them beyond saying that they ripped them off. I'm not gonna say that they're horrible people. I'm sure if you asked them if that's where they got their inspiration for the map, they would actually say flat out that yes, that is. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one at least. But it does kind of stink a little that they didn't give like direct credit. And Dune is a series that we owe a lot to as the gaming community. The only franchise I would say that we potentially owe more to in the gaming community is Aliens. I should need to explain that to people. That should be pretty self-evident. Warhammer is another good one that we take a lot from. Again, I'm looking at you, Blizzard. But the whole thing there is Dune. How often do you see games? I know it's not super common, but it happens quite a bit. That there are levels in a game or something where you have to cross open expanses of sand, or else a worm will come get you. I know Jedi Academy did it. I know a few other franchises have done it. So it happens quite frequently. Very rarely do they actually give credit where credit is due, I suppose I would say. And that's fine. That's kind of where we are at gaming. And I don't know. For all I know, these things could be in the credits. I don't know that I've ever paid attention to the credits for World of Warcraft. It could be they flat out say in there, thanks to Frank Herbert and creating the Dune universe. I don't know. With any of these, nobody pays that much attention to credits. It's a sad fact. It's true. As someone that cares a lot about having his name in credits for stuff he's worked on, I understand. I wish people were better. I wish I had been better in the past. Now I try to give people the respect, at least, of sitting through the credits. Okay, so we're getting close to where I left off last time. But yeah, there hasn't been a Dune game for over 10 years now. The last one was Emperor Battle for Dune, which was a real-time strategy game, which is kind of the whole thing with Dune, actually. Okay, so I crash in here, people, so hopefully we don't end up crashing in here at all. I'm really nervous about this, so I'm gonna actually pause to take my breath. Not pause the game, but pause from talking so much. Yeah, Dune's a great franchise. If you haven't read the books, you need to go read them. The Dune series of games, actually, they are kind of the what I would dub the progenitor of the modern day real-time strategy. They are not the first real-time strategy, they are just the first ones that made what we think of as a real-time strategy game today. Oh, maybe I didn't crash in the exact same place. I crashed in the water earlier today, and then when I originally recorded these, I think I actually got through this area entirely. Just this start area, not the whole big thing. But yeah, Dune 2 was really the first big real-time strategy that like everybody knew about and all that shit. It was the first one that really had base building and just did a lot of things that we still to this day expect from real-time strategy games. Now, of course, not all real-time strategy games do that kind of thing. But real-time strategy games are also kind of largely dead at this point. I don't mean that to be mean or anything like that. I actually am kind of hoping for them to have a little bit of a comeback here. There was that great new that came out that I've not had a chance to play. That actually might be a good one for me to go back and play on the series, because we have, if we have episodes that last a single mission, that might work. But that actually, I understand, from what I understand, is made by the same people that made the Command & Conquer games. It's made by former employees of Westwood Studios, at least. But yeah, whether it is or not, they all owe Dune. Of course, Dune 2 was made by Westwood Studios, is the reason I bring that little aspect up. All of these franchises owe pretty much everything to Dune. Maybe not everything, maybe that's a little bit dramatic, but a lot. Get your butts down there. If only I had some kind of grapple. I also can't be fighting all of them. So close to these worms. Yeah, I'm hopeful that we'll get another Dune game at some point in the future. It seems like a really weird franchise that's kind of... it's an IP. I would think it would still carry a fair amount of heft. I'm just really surprised that nobody has pulled that out at all. Yeah, I know I definitely came over here and got this last time. I can't make it over to that chest yet. But yeah, Dune, I mean, we're living in an era of like remakes and everybody buying up IPs and stuff. It seems like kind of a no-brainer because so many games have already done parts of that. I have to remember where I crashed. I think I crashed in this water, actually. So maybe it's something about the water in this game. Yeah, I'm fairly confident. Chest out over there. I think I did crash in that water, so I think we are... I'm not gonna say we're safe, knock on wood, but I think we are further than we've been. Alright. You know what? You should calm down. You're the ones attacking the war. But these people, like... Now I got myself all curious as to who actually owns the IP to make Dune games. Could very well be EA actually owns the license to create anything Dune related. Or it could be nobody at all. I mean, that does seem like a weird franchise for nobody to have, but it could be one of those things that just nobody has checked on, and it's too expensive, basically. Okay, you need to stop. You need to stop. No, you... Where's the one with the bee? Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's actually... I think of no better time to use this than now. Alright, we got through some of the harder enemies with that. Yeah, no, I might have to go check in on that after we're done with this episode. Because now that I've put that out there, I'm like, who does own the IP to Dune? Because, not that I'll be able to buy it or anything. I'm sure that even if nobody owns it, it's probably because it's too expensive. But my guess is that EA is actually sitting on the license. Although I do wonder if they have. I mean, I know with movies you can't. The reason they made like the shitty Fantastic Four movie they just came out with and stuff, just so that they don't just do nothing with these franchises that they own. They have to actually do something with them, or they lose the license. And it's actually kind of petty, if you ask me. Like, they have no intention of turning it into like a really good franchise or anything like that. I do think Fox tried that a little bit, but they have in the past made movies just so that they don't lose the license. And as I said, it's kind of petty. Because the reason they do this is the only real reason to do that is to make sure that nobody else can have it. It's kind of consumer unfriendly, actually. Oh. I really hope EA is not doing that. Because I like it so much. The Dune books, the movies, and not so much. But The books are really, like, Frank Herbert is one of the best writers of the past 100 years. There's actually a few of his books that I've tried to read and I just haven't been able to because they're so... The only way I can put it is they're so well written that it's hard to actually read them. So we get a little bit of a trick here. As you can tell, there's no timer or anything to slow it all down. So obviously I don't want to cross right now. It's the worms right there. So we need to let him gain a little bit of distance before we try to go out there. And then we go over to this one. See, we don't want to go to where it is. We do want to go there. But we want to wait till this is a little further away. I hope I'm doing this in the right order. No! Oh! Okay. Oh crap! It was right there. It didn't even have to... I don't know what I was thinking there. I was thinking I'm on a show and I gotta get through here quickly. That's something. Yeah, enjoy some more. How's that for the face? Can I just cut across over there? This area, we're gonna get through this and then we're gonna cut for the next episode, I think. It almost looks like this one's not that much closer than the other one. We'll keep an eye on him this time. Yeah, he was charging like right there when I jumped out last time. So I was getting a little impatient. Hopefully I'm not doing the same thing here. Yep. Ah! This, like I said, I'm gonna be cutting it at the end of this episode. I might even cut it at the end, before getting through this. Oh, because this is gonna require patience, and sitting here watching me do this is not exciting. I'm fairly confident this is the slowest single section in the entire game. I don't think we have to wait anywhere else in the game like we do for this. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. Yep. Gotta wait for him to get on the other side of these things. This one I'm gonna actually go when he's back there. Oops. Hopefully I didn't curve around too much. I wish he showed up on the mini-map. Especially when I'm running away from him like that. I would like to know, I'd like to have a better idea of where he is. Because I can't see him. And like on that, he could be right on top of me. And I would never know. Okay, now we'll get him, we'll wait for him to go back to the start. We've got a lot of sand to cross. Alright. Alright, with that, we're going to cut this episode here. And when we pick it up, hopefully we will get through the rest of the Ashlands here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and keep on rocking.